I'll tell you the relevance of this story. I was suspended and I was sent home for 2 weeks. Remember, my dad is a disciplinarian and my dad is strict. So I told my teacher, mimi mkinifukuza mimi sitaenda nyumbani. But wakanifukuza bado. And then they told my dad. So my dad sent 2 administration police. He was extra. And a Land Rover 110 to escort me from school. Nilikaa katikati ya makarao hivi. Because I am a child who has decided. Now my dad says instead of showering, he says washing. Yeah? So he called me later on when I was home. He said, Willis, we are praying for you to be washed by the blood, but you're dreaming about washing with your girlfriend. Why? And I was a headache to that school, but I was still talking, and I just knew that I'll do English, CRE, if I went to, first of all, I had to do a bridging course because of my D+. So I bridged for 3 months, then I went to imigomie kararan kabisa tuko zafi hata tunatacha sisi haya sasa. So I was there for 4 years. During that time is when now this media bug caught me, and I saw an opportunity, because we were talking about seizing opportunity, because the difference between you and your next move is, yes, how many of you have talent? How many of you think they have talent? Talent is that thing that you can do easily without somebody even paying you to do it, right? So you have talent, that's great. But the reason why we're talking about being bold is the currency that will take you from talent to money, talent to relevance, is being bold. So because I saw an opportunity in Moi University, that time there was a Moi University FM, we only had a 5-kilometer radius. DJ, hapana leta mchanganyiko. We had a 5-kilometer radius, and everybody would tell me, sasa unangangana na hii radio kwa sababu gani? What are you doing here? Unajifanya unaongelesha hata huku cases nani anakujua? And I used to do the morning show and the evening show. And I kept growing, kept building my talent, because I didn't know all these fancy words about brand. I didn't know all those fancy ones. I just knew that I wanted to make an impact, and I told my mom that one day I'll be on TV. So somewhere in there, something like this happened. Alex Chamwada came and spoke to us at Moi University. And he told us about, the beautiful world of media, and it can be so good. And when you put your mind to it, you can always overcome. So I followed that advice, and I just knew, because Moi University that time was putting people in Oxford and all these places, but I was bold enough again to ask and say, for me, I want a media house, because Alex came from Moi University. That time, Francis Goshuri was from Moi University. Evelyn Wamboi also was from Moi University. So I was like, how come these people are able to go on TV and I'm not? So we pushed and pushed and pushed. And I remember I asked Alex to give me a contact for somebody at Citizen TV called Masiaburu, and we pushed her until I finally got the interview. And I went, and I started at Citizen as an intern. That place I met somebody called Michael Njenga. Do you know Michael Njenga? All right. Do you know Hussein Muhammad, now working with Nani? With Kipchirchir. Yes. So when I got there, those 2 people advised me and told me, if you want to make it, you have to stand out. What do you mean by? So quickly I found out, what is it that people do here? They said interns are there to be seen and not heard. So automatically I said, I must be seen. I must be seen. I must show up. And how do you get seen? I did the things people didn't want to do. I stayed late. I learned. I asked questions. They never used to allow people to go and do stories. I went and pitched my story. I nearly were bombarded until they agreed for me to go and do my story. I was not paid for about, I did 3 months, then they added me another 3 months. I wasn't paid, but I was bold. And I kept going. And when I got the chance to finally get employed again, I was like, I can't just be a reporter. Everything, because Royal Media Timeless will tell you, is huge, right? There are radio stations, yes. There is being an anchor, yes. There is people who are reading news. I was like, why can't I not do all these things? So I used to do reporting. After that, I felt like, I can read news. I went to read news. The first time I was reading news standing like this. My boss told me, why are you standing like a Maasai? No offense if you're in the building. But I kept reading news, kept polishing, kept practicing, going to YouTube, looking at how international people are reading news. And then I got the news gig. Then they said that e-Citizen yetu, for the past 10 years, watu wamekuwa wakituwatch ni wazee. They've watched us for the past 10 years, na ni wazee. So who can come up with an idea of a show that can bring young people in? And that's how 10 over 10 was born. We sat down, myself. We literally went to the streets up in Nairobi and picked people who look like Gen Zs. Tukwambia, come, we need 10 of you to come to Tawalipa 500 bob for each of you. And we just want to find out what is it you like watching. And we found that out, and that's actually how 10 over 10 came. They said, we want a live audience. There were some artists who didn't even know. That time, watu wako najua, okay, I know Bishop ako hapa, so kuna songs zingine hatuwezi sema. Lakini, that time, kina sailors hawako najulikana. All the Gengeton artists are not be known, but they introduced us to them at that point. And that's how we formed 10 over 10. And we kept pushing. Now, the challenge came where you're on 10 over 10, lakini, and I'm doing 5 things, but I'm only being paid for 1. Iko shida. So nikienda kuitisha salary tena HR ananiambia indeed. But I remember there's a time when 10 over 10 alone, not advertising, but the show itself was making about 70 million every year for Citizen. And that time I was not being paid close to what the top people were being paid. But I negotiated because I understood that my brand was growing. I really do appreciate the platform that they gave me, but my brand was growing. And after a while, because I like moving, I left. And now I've started my own digital media house called Wabebe XP. And you can check it out because of time. You can check it out on www.wabebexp.com or follow us on YouTube, Wabebe XP Africa. If you forget, just go to my page, Willis Raburu, pale kwa bio, click the link on the bio. Itawapeleka pale. But before I leave, I'd like to he told you about the steps. I want to give you 5 B's if you're writing notes. 5 B's just to make it. And it's kind of the same thing like his. So the first one again for me is what he said, and it's good that we share this. Number 1 is believe. Believe in yourself. You are your biggest fan. Successful people look like you. If you want to see an example of a success, look in the mirror. Wash a phone on a selfie. That person, that is a success. They wear kiatu same time. Hata president anavaa tu arukia timoja hivi ama anavaa tu anavaa trouser one leg at a time. Same thing. The only difference between us and him is kujipanga, my friend. Na and taking, he planned himself there. So that's you plan. That which is the second thing. You build. After you believe in yourself, now build. Build your network. Post about your work. And people normally say, I'm so ashamed, like Evelyn was saying, I only get 100 views. Do you know, hapa mko sawa ngapi? People normally take these 100 views as if ni kidogo. But if you get even 200 views, that's a lot of people. It's just that the social media has made you think it's so small. But 200 people is a lot of people. You got 1,000 views. Unajua watu 1,000 wanakaaje? So just keep on posting, keep trusting process, keep building your network, talk, speak. Somebody has handed me a note here about the thing that he wants to do. Yes, be bold. Go and give you go and and talk about your product. He says here, closed mouths and hidden talents rarely build impact. Remember that. Number 4, build systems. Now, as you're hustling, start learning about these things early. Learn about tax in your field. Learn about, like Evelyn is saying, you need a social media manager, you need this. Who will you need to hire? You might not have the money yet, but prepare in advance. Prepare in advance for who you want to hire, where you want to go, the clients you want to meet. I remember there's one time I was not getting any clients on social media, and so I decided to do one thing. I went to talk to a friend of mine called Dr. Wale, and he said he's Nigerian. So I said, Willie, so my brother, if you go work for somebody and they don't pay you, who knows they haven't paid you? It's only you, not the people. You have to build perception. So I did 3 or 4 gigs for free. Chase Bank at the time, a Safaricom gig. But the moment that Safaricom appears on my page, Chase Bank appears on my page, another one appears on my page. Ni kama wanaanza kuitana, hapa kuna kitu. Who knows I haven't been paid? So I did some. You have to lay down the work. And as you're there doing them for free, learn, make contacts, and all of that. Then, this is the most important point. Be resilient. Be resilient. Because it's going to get dark. It's going to get hard. It's not easy. There are days, even as an entrepreneur nowadays, I wake up and say, yani niliwacha pesa ya Citizen. Jameni, kukuja kusafa huku nje. But then there are days of reward. That money that they used to pay Citizen for my show, now they can say, oh, Willie, shika hii and execute this plan. Right? So there are going to be ups and downs in life. But so long as you believe in yourself, you build your systems, you build your networks, and you are resilient, you will always succeed. Right? So I'm going to stop over there. And say that again, remember, if you forget anything, remember, number one, Arsenal is a bad team. Number two, successful people look like you. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't do it. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't. I was told I can't do it. I was told my voice is bad. I was told my voice will never be on TV. I was told I was too big to be on TV, but I was jumping on that 10/10 stage at 140 kgs and making money. Say money. Hey, is money good? Is money good? Yeah, money is sweet. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't make it. Be your number one fan. And I believe in you, and I know I will see you at the top. God bless you.
Piga makofi tafadhali.
Makofi tafadhali.
Makofi tafadhali.
Thank you, Willis. Ladies and gentlemen, on our program we have a session, question and answer. I think because of public demand, we'll skip, but we'll ask Sarah to just give us a call to action. 2 minutes will be enough for her. Then thereafter, Evelyn ulitoka mbali. Nitakuhitaji for 7 minutes here. Thereafter, I will call Timeless. Alafu baada ya hiyo tutakuwa na vote of thanks, then a closing prayer, tuwe tumemaliza siku ya leo. Mmekasirika Mlitaka tuendelee mpaka usiku? Si tutarudi. Sasa mkiregister hapo mfike watu 2,000, we will come back. We are only doing at 220.
Thank you. Wapi mikofi tafadhali. Wapi makofi. I said that first that Kisii we are talented and we'll go. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I know it's hard coming here after all the stories, the conversations, the sweet conversations. And I know some of you are pretending to be asleep right now just because the stories have ended. Sindio? If you're asleep, say amen. Nilijua nitashika watu kadhaa hapa. Yeah, so after all these stories, the conversations that we've had at this point, we would like to welcome you to the Young Entrepreneurs Ignite program. Dr. Fred Akama already talked about it, what it entails. We do not need much of your time. It is a very flexible schedule for all the students. The classes run from 8 to 9, and we only need you like 3 hours a month. So it's not a tasking program. And the other thing is, it's not your usual classwork. It's more of practical, right? It's more of deep diving into your business. It's beyond, the assignments that you're used to. Na jengine tu tunapanga assignment tunaenda tu pale ChatGPT, sindio? I'm sure that's what we do. But then for our businesses, will we still go to ChatGPT and assume that is it? So we welcome you to join the Young Entrepreneurs Ignite program. We have some QR codes right at the door. If you have not been able to join, you're free to scan the codes and join the program. You will receive an email confirming your acceptance to the program.